This is for my Lil'wat family and friends and community up in Canada, in Lil'wat Nation. This is in honor of Rosalin. Um, I'm Mike Adams, Joe Joseph's grandson, Valerie Adams' son. This is my son Mechach. Okay, he's my son. He's Joe Joseph's great grandson, Valerie Adams' grandson, and my wife Tara. You want to say anything? We met in California, and I adopted Rosalin in 2016 as my auntie. She's a second cousin, but I met her on Indigenous Peoples Day when I brought my son Mechach up to meet the tribe, and I've been in a lot of communication with her almost every week. So we're doing a ceremony as best we can today. And we're going to start with smudging. And we're going to bless the instruments and things we have out here, and then we're going to sing the honor song for Rosalin. May need another match. Okay, this side so I don't burn it. Just hold it carefully.
It's just still pretty windy.
Eyes, so what I see is good. My ears, so I can hear the good. My heart, so I can feel the good. Cleanse my body. My feet, so I can walk in a good way. We're gonna cleanse the drumsticks. Container with our blessing. And our drums made by Auntie Marie. He can have his drum back. Take a pinch of tobacco with your right hand. Bless the pipe. So we're going to face the directions. We're going to start north. East. South. West. Remember something about Rosalin. Here so we can all be in the video. And we're gonna sing the honor song for Rosalin. Hey stick on top of it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not a pipe carrier. It's not appropriate. So we're just gonna share some memories of Rosalin, and I'll let either of you start. Could you be loud and talk to the camera?
Yeah. I remember like this one time. I think it was like the first time we went there. And I had this quarter. I didn't know what to do with it. So I just asked I just asked Auntie Rosalin. He said, "Hey, you want this quarter?" But she was actually very enthusiastic about it. She was like, "Yes, thank you. That's awesome." You know. So I feel like I don't know, that just shares a good thing. Yeah.
When I think of Rosalin, I think of her in her front yard, with all the chickens around and all the fruit trees and the raspberries, and I remember all my kids eating the fruit that she said that they could eat. And it just felt as if she'd created or tended a really beautiful space that had a special kind of energy. And I just always think of her right there.
I talked to Rosalin about once a week, maybe not quite that often, but I called her almost weekly for a while. And I remember a few things. One is that after my mom died, I was calling people to tell them, and I called Rosalin, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to talk to the chiefs, and we're going to ring the bells and start some ceremonies and let people know we've lost someone." And I told my sister and my dad, and they both started crying because it meant so much to them. And then I asked them if we could bring Mom's ashes up to Lil'wat to lay her to rest with her ancestors in the Lil'wat burial ground, and they said yes. So I called Rosalin the next day and told her, and she kind of got the community all organized for us to come that summer, and we had a ceremony where we laid my mom to rest. And she gave my sister and I both a hand-carved bear, and because she knows that the bear is really important in my family. And then I would call her after that. I would call her. I started calling her when I had a thought about something, and I'd think, oh, I wish I could tell my mom that. I would call Rosalin instead. And I'm not saying she was like my mom. She wasn't. But I adopted her as my auntie. And she would listen to me, and she'd say things or tell me things. And I'd call her a lot of times when I was driving Mechach to his jazz practice. And we just talked to her about stuff. He'd tell her about some music he was playing or whatever. And she would always say, "Oh, wow, that's awesome," with so much enthusiasm. And I know from the stories she's told me that she had a hard life, and she managed to make so much beauty in this world. She went to the schools in the area and shared about her experiences in the residential school system, because she wanted people to know how terrible that was so that they wouldn't do that again to people. And she would go tell people when they needed to do something better, but she did it kindly. Oh, and I remember I saw on Facebook once, I saw that her pipes had frozen, and she was asking for help. And I called her the next morning, and she said that nobody had offered to help yet. So that day, I got online and I found some handymen in the town right next in Pemberton and in Whistler, and I was trying to find out if I could pay them to go fix her plumbing pipes. And I called her at the end of the day, and she said, "Oh no, no, Chief Dean Nelson came down today and he helped me. He took a panel out of the floor and he crawled under my house and got all the pipes working again. It was awesome." And she just thought everything was awesome. And that was just such a good outlook on life. I'm gonna miss Rosalin. I'm gonna miss her a lot. But I'm glad she was in my life. Does anyone else want to say anything? So my auntie Maxine asked us to pick up some, she said sand because she thought we lived in the Sahara or something. But we have dirt here, Auntie Maxine. So we're gonna pick up some dirt, everyone. And just imagine your best thing about Rosalin, and imagine the best Rosalin. And then hold it up and let it go. Thank you. I know I got that song a little bit wrong, but I tried. I did it in a good way.